Today the plan is to finally get the go-kart running again and on the road again. So in the last video I got the engine fired up for the first time with the whole new fuel system and Mikuni Carb setup, and today the goal is to button up the last few things needed to actually drive this thing. So just a quick little tidbit to fill you guys in on what I've been doing so far today. Today I worked on, so I got the brake pedal rod attached to the master cylinder and to the pedal. I got the new sprocket on finally and got the chain on and got that all hooked up. It's definitely helped to have the engine slotted so I could slide the engine back after I had the chain put on, but definitely in the rear here probably going to need a little bit of a tensioner pulley. So I think in the future the plan will be to 3D print a bracket, bolt the bracket onto the frame here, and then use like a longboard wheel as a tensioner. So that'll be pretty cool to use that, incorporate some more 3D printing into the go-kart. The next thing I did was got the throttle cable all hooked up to the pedal and then zip tied it nicely along the frame here. Travels up along this new tube that I welded in and then goes up to the Mikuni Carb. The last thing, then I got the side pods mounted. So those are on. I'm going to leave the bumper off for this first run here. And then the last thing, I don't know if I'm going to do this before or after I drive it, but basically with the current setup right now, there's no way of shutting off fuel to the carb. So I definitely want that. So I actually ordered a inline valve from O'Reilly's that's going to just splice into here, and it's just a little turn valve that I can actually turn the fuel off to the carb, because it does leak a little bit of fuel, just ever so slightly, out of the bottom of the bowl. Don't know exactly what that's from just yet. I'm still figuring that out. I'm new to this carb, so if you guys again have any advice or recommendations, that'd be greatly appreciated. And then I got to figure out some of the tuning too. So this first drive, the tuning is not going to be perfect. Like I said in the last video, at wide open throttle it breaks up, but if you ease onto the gas, it definitely performs pretty dang well. So just got to do some fine adjustment tuning. This carb did come with an extra jet set and I think a needle valve, so I might look into doing that too. But so the last few things needed to get this thing ready is I got to get the wheels mounted, fill them up with a little bit of air after putting the tire slime in on the last video, and then I think that will pretty much prepare the final parts to this thing needing to get onto the road. These deep dish wheels are not easy to put these wheel stud nuts on. Alright, first time it's about to be on its own four wheels in quite a long time. Alright, here we go. First drive with the whole new setup. So got on the jack stands just to make sure it doesn't run away from me when I first start it. So I'll take it off the jack stands and we'll take it for a lap. That sucked. and gents, so the go-kart is officially back on the road and it runs pretty dang good for the first time. And I'm very stoked that this thing is running again, and it's just such a blast to drive. I mean, when you're literally 4 inches off the ground, even though it might be only going 35, 40 miles an hour, it feels like 100. So it's a blast. But definitely not done with this thing. I won't have to put as much of a focus on it because it's now back together for the most part, and I'll be able to focus more on the Corvette. But definitely there's still a lot to do with this, and this is the phase where 3D printing is going to get involved a lot with this go-kart. And there's several different 3D printed parts that I need to do that I realized as I was building it and as I was driving it for this first time. So, but I do definitely plan on, at some point we'll take it out like we have before. We'll set up a track, we'll do some lap times, but this thing just runs great. And the Mikuni Carb, as I did mention, it does need a little bit of fine tuning, but for the most part, I mean, for the first time setting that thing up, I mean, shoot, it runs pretty good. And the last thing that I'm going to do today, just off camera, is I'm going to be putting in a fuel shutoff valve on that fuel line, so I can make sure there's not fuel always sitting in the carb. But yeah, so man, this thing never disappoints. It's just such a blast. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that. I know it wasn't the best angles for driving it, but that's just kind of what I could do here given the area where I drive it. But definitely get some better filming for you guys once we take it out and can open it up a little bit more. Alrighty, so that's gonna do it. So thank you guys so much for watching and checking out this video. If you guys haven't already, definitely subscribe for more, because there's a lot more videos, like I said, to come on the go-kart. And if you're a little bit interested in learning about the Corvette build, I will be starting more on that as well too. So if you guys have any comments or questions on the go-kart build, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below and I'll be happy to answer them. The other thing too, like I said in the last video, I will be working on the go-kart build packet, so anybody who's interested in building this thing can purchase the plans and all the design instructions and model files, and you'll be able to build a go-kart like this for yourself. So that will be pretty cool. So that will be a project that I'm working on also. So that's gonna do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.